Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for April 20, 2021, which is a Tuesday. But before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and thank you for hitting the subscribe button. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is the moon. The moon entered the sign of Leo yesterday at 11:30 p.m. So it's just entered the sign of Leo, and the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And when it changes signs, the focus of our life shifts to that of the sign. So for the past 2.5 days, we've been focused on taking care of ourselves, nourishing ourselves, spending time with family, going inward. But now in Leo, we will be focused on what? On our heart, on what makes us happy, on sports, on our hobbies, on doing fun things, on our children. Okay? However, the moon in Leo is going to go through a lot of stress. So what is the moon? The moon is our emotions. So our emotions are going to go through a lot of stress today. And this is going to stay with us all day. So let me break this down for you one by one. And the first thing is that the moon squares the sun. Okay? Midnight. Started a little before midnight, but midnight. And this is the first quarter square of the moon, okay? And this is the point where you begin to face challenges, obstacles to what you started on the new moon, and in this case on 11th April. And what did we start on 11th April? We started to build our identity. We started to construct something. We started something new. And now we are going through challenges associated with that we will need to resolve. Okay, so that's the first thing. And these challenges are very well associated with your self-worth, with your values, with your finances, with your skills. Yeah, so that's what we need to resolve. Soon after that, let me clear this out for you guys. Soon after that, Soon after that, the moon is going to square Mercury. Moon's right here. It's going to make a 90-degree angle with Mercury, and this is challenging as well. Mercury, very plainly put, is our mind. In this case, our mind and our emotions are not in sync. There is some change that we need to make that mentally and emotionally is not making us feel good. We need to change something. And this something is again connected to our self-worth, values, skills. Okay? And soon after that, at about noon, if I'm not mistaken, the moon is going to square Venus. Moon, Venus, 90-degree angle. And Venus is our relationships, it's our projects, it's our business partnerships, legal issues, self-worth, values, so many things. And the moon is our emotional body. We are not feeling the best emotionally about the areas that I just mentioned, about our relationships, about our projects, about our finances, about our skills, about our self-worth, about our values. So we'll need to adjust something, make a change where we begin to feel good. Okay, that happens at noon, Pacific time. And soon after that, the moon will move on. And it will square Uranus, okay? Moon here, Uranus here. And Uranus is a very sudden energy. It's a very unconventional energy. It can happen out of the blue. And in this case, this is a change to our emotions that happens out of the blue. It's unexpected. It could be that you're dealing with some emotion that you never thought would come up at this point. It's unexpected. And that happens at about 6 p.m. in the evening. Now, the only positive thing that happens today with the moon, the only thing that's not very challenging, because everything is positive, even a challenge is positive, because it forces you to grow and change. Next thing that happens, which is positive, is that the moon is going to sextile the North Node. Now, whatever little changes we've made with our identity, with our mind, with our self-worth, with our relationships, the sudden unexpected change to our emotions, suddenly after all that, we are feeling like, now emotionally I'm in tune with my goals, I'm in tune with where I'm headed. You needed to make all these little changes, although it felt difficult, although it felt stressful, to reach this point at about 8 p.m. in the evening where you say, okay, Now I'm syncing with my goals. Now the path to my goals is feeling easier. Okay, so all these changes will facilitate you to where you're headed to your goal. All right, and that happens at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is that Saturn opposes the moon. Saturn is right here. It is opposing the moon. Okay, moon's here. They're making a 180-degree angle, and this does not feel comfortable. This does not feel easy at all. And why? Because Saturn is hard work, it's discipline, it's decisions, and the moon is our emotional body. They don't like to be together. Emotionally, we just want to be free, but with Saturn, there's always hard work. And this opposition will mean that we will need to define something. We will need to put some hard work in, connected to our emotions. So this may feel stressful. This feels stressful usually. And it could also be that after going through so many changes in the day, all the things that you did, all the little transformations that you made, at this point, at about 10:30 p.m., all those changes become permanent. They become set in stone. They become tangible because Saturn sets things in stone. Okay? But it doesn't feel very good. So that's happening at about 10:30 p.m. All right? And as you can see, the whole day, our emotions, our emotional body is going to face a lot of challenges through which we will have to change and grow and evolve. And that's pretty much the energy for the whole day. But in the background, we still have Jupiter, semi-sextiling Pluto, 30-degree angle, meaning the transformation that we're making, to our material reality is positive, will result in blessings. Jupiter is blessing all those things. So that's in the background. And at the same time, as we are making those changes throughout the day, Saturn is trining the North Node. It is supporting our goals, it's supporting our path, it's making it easier for us to get there. So these little changes that we need to make in the day, they're hiccups. They're little changes, but overall, we are being supported. We are being supported towards our goals. And the last thing that I want to mention for today is that Mars is finishing up in Gemini. Okay, by April 23rd, it will enter the sign of Cancer. And Mars has been in Gemini since March 3rd. And since March 3rd, there has been a lot of stimulation. There's been a lot of energy, so much so that it's been overwhelming. So by the end of the week, this energy will shift as well, and we'll talk about it on Friday, of course. So that's the energy for today. And now I'm going to give you a brief background on what's happening in the astrology overall for the past year or so that you can put this day in context. And I like to begin with the Chiron Uranus semi-sextile, a 30-degree angle. We're going to be in this energy all year, and this energy is about healing in unexpected ways, healing through unconventional skills, healing your identity through finding unconventional means of making money. And this is going to be with us all year. The second thing I like to talk about is the Chiron Saturn sextile. We are going to be in this energy all year, and the sextile came exact in Feb of this year. And in Feb of this year, we found something, or we took a decision, or we started to build something that would heal our identity. Okay, and by the end of the year, that decision will be tangible, palpable, visible. Now, the third thing is extremely important, and this is an extremely intense energy. Saturn is squaring Uranus. A square is a 90-degree angle and feels challenging. And in this case, the challenge is to become your authentic self, to get rid of old traditional ways of being, old ways of thinking, old structures in your life, and coming into your authentic self. So, for example, if you thought you should have been a doctor, however, on the inside you're actually a painter, this year you will work on becoming a painter and get rid of the idea of becoming a doctor. This is just an example. It could be anything. It could be maybe you thought you should be in a certain type of relationship. However, that relationship is not right for you. And by the end of the year, you'll find that that relationship is not right for you and maybe move on. I don't know. It could be anything. But the goal and the idea is to become who you are on the inside. And by the end of the year, that will become tangible, visible. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that happened around here at 0 degrees of Aquarius. They conjunct once in 20 years, and when they conjunct, they end a cycle and begin a new one. So in December of 2020, we ended a cycle that started in 2000 and began a cycle that will stay with us till 2040. We've seen most of what this cycle is about, not completely, and in the next 2 years, we will lay the foundation for the cycle that is going to be with us till 2040. The second last thing that I want to talk about is the Pluto-Saturn conjunction that happened at about 22 degrees of Capricorn right here. They meet once in 33 to 38 years, and when they meet, they begin a cycle and end an old one. So in Jan of 2020, we ended a cycle that started for us between 1982 and 1984, and that was extremely connected to relationships. It could be anything for you, but it was connected to relationships. And we've seen what this cycle is mostly about, not completely. We'll see it within the year, what this cycle entails for us. And this is going to be with us till the next Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which happens once in 33 to 38 years. And the last thing that I want to touch upon is that the nodes, the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius, they were in the same placement between 2001 and 2003. So whatever started back then in your life, whatever themes came into your life back then, we will be resolving them, building on them, revisiting them between now. The nodes have been in this placement since May of 2020. So we're going to be revisiting those things. And let me just mention really quick before I end the video that on March 12th or 13th, depending where you were in the world, we had a new moon in Pisces. And with that new moon till April 11th, we got rid of the past, a past that has been with us for years, decades even. And with the new moon on 11th April, we started to construct our new life, we started to build our new identity, and we started to take action. So right now we are in the energy of taking action. However, since yesterday, the way that we take that action has changed. Till April 20th, we were taking action very quick, very fast, but now it's a more stable and long-term approach that we're adopting. So I'll leave you with this for today, and please do subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.